Hey guys, it's Ozzie from Wanderlust Awe Syndrome, where I provide unique views, advice, and stories for you, the passionate traveler. If you're looking to go to the red light district at some point, I'm here to tell you what you should do when you go out there. Before we cover this, I want to give some very important information about the red light district. There's a lot of stuff, such as why is it legal to do prostitution? Well, at first it wasn't. You gotta understand that the Netherlands was a very religious country at one point and looked down on prostitution. Not because of the Dutch Empire and its golden days and where it sits in Europe, it attracted so many people from around the world. Because of this, prostitution was pretty rampant, just like in many parts of the world, regardless if it's legal or not. But it was big here. As we know, prostitution is the oldest profession in the world, but it was very prevalent in Amsterdam. And because of this, it was hard for the Dutch government, the Dutch monarchy, to control and try to eliminate prostitution. Eventually, the government turned a blind eye, and recently the government decided to make prostitution legal, or I like to say decriminalized prostitution. Now prostitutes not only have the laws to protect them. I'm not saying that prostitution is not a safe job. It is a very dangerous job depending on where you are, but in the red light district, it is a very safe area for prostitutes to do their job. Now we cover that, I'm going to cover the 5 things that you should do when you go out to the red light district. The first thing that you should do is go to the prostitution museum. I think this is the first thing that you should do when you go to the red light district. It is very important that you learn and understand. It only costs about $14 to enter when you go to there. From the last time I went, it's very educational and it will change how you see prostitutes. Now, with that said, I can't tell you if you're going to have a more positive or more negative light on prostitution. I'll let you be the judge when you decide to go out there. Even so, I believe that your mind is going to change when you go into the museum. You learn so much information about prostitutes and how prostitution came into the Netherlands and specifically into Amsterdam. Because of this museum, you learn how a prostitute conducts her daily life or his life, or how they set up in the red light districts. Like, you learn how they have to pay for a certain room to perform their jobs and what certain rules that they have to have, such as they gotta have a sink, they gotta have condoms, they gotta have a bed. And you learn that the rooms are designed to where prostitutes can pretty much help each other in case something negative goes wrong. So you learn really quick that prostitutes in the red light districts really have power. They can deny guys or anyone that they're not comfortable being with, and there's nothing that person can do because there's a lot of security out there in the red light district. And you learn why many of the prostitutes who come through the red light districts, you learn why they decide to do it. Also, you learn why people decide to go to a prostitution secretly. You don't know who they are, but you see letters and stuff like that. You see a lot of costume. You see so much from this museum that is very educational to see it from the view of a prostitute. So I found that very interesting. I really learned a lot. And I believe that's the first place that you as a tourist should go if you go to the red light district. The second thing you should do when you go to the red light district is be respectful. When you go out there, you're going to see plenty of signs saying no pictures. There's a reason for it. The reason is a lot of prostitutes are trying to not let their families and friends know that they do this profession. Now, I know some of you are going to judge these prostitutes for not being proud or not telling the truth and all that. That's fine. Even so, for their sakes, a lot of people come do prostitution for whatever reason. And probably, for instance, some people might have came from a strict family that didn't allow them to do stuff, and for that prostitute, she wanted to do the profession because it was something different, something new. Or maybe some prostitutes just love sex, or they like earning money for doing something they like, which is sex. That is their own reason for doing it. But regardless, it's important that they keep their privacy because of many reasons. Maybe that they got families that they just don't want them to know. It is not in my judgment to put on them because, you know, it is what it is. Be very respectful when you go out there. Don't take pictures. Don't be rude when you talk to one, and just mind your own business if you don't want to be involved in dealing with the prostitution. But regardless, it is very important that you be very respectful. There are security out there that protects them, and make sure that the place is in order. If you act up, I guarantee you will get your butt thrown out of the red light district, or even worse, arrested. So be very respectful when you go out there. The third thing that you should do is expect only women prostitutes, in theory. What I mean by that is the main customers we know are men. This is not rocket science. For a woman, it's not that hard for her to get guys to want to be around her. All she's got to do is look pretty, go to a club, and she'll get plenty of guys, more than likely, who are going to want to do what they want to do. So there's not much money to make for male prostitutes. Now, I'm not saying that there are not male prostitutes. They are. They're just not in the red light district because they just don't make money to pay for the rooms, unlike their women counterparts. So when you go through the red light district, you're going to see only women or women who were not women originally out there. You learn this from the prostitution museums, or you might talk to some people who've been through it. I remember when I walked through it there, a guy came out and he was kind of shocked because he asked if that was an actual woman that he wanted to be with, and they come to find out that that person was a trans woman. Because that person was a trans woman, he declined, he didn't want it, he was not interested in going to do the service, and he moved on. But he was pretty shook. So just to let you know, there are trans women out there, and if that's not your thing, I get it. Just like if you want to be involved in doing the prostitution and paying for the prostitution, that is on you. I don't cast judgment on people who want to pay for a service. So that is within you. That's your business, not mine. If you are looking for male prostitutes, you're not going to find it in the red light district. And the target audience, obviously, are men who are willing to pay for the service for, obviously, sex. So keep that in mind when you go through the red light district. That is only women. On top of that, there are lights. There's a reason why it's called the red light district. So the red light is obviously meant for women, actual women prostitutes. And the blue lights are, I believe, homosexual prostitutes, like the male prostitutes. And there's a purple one, I believe, that's supposed to be a trans person prostitute. So I haven't seen the blue or purple one, just the red lights from the red light district, but they are there. So obviously, in theory, there should be all women, but from what I heard from the guy, there are some trans women out there. So if you're going to look to do the service for whatever reason, for whatever your business is, just be careful when you go out there, and make sure you ask the tough questions such as, are you a woman? Make sure that you're getting what you want to pay for. The fourth thing that you should do is be ready to have big crowds, particularly at night. As I said, the red light district is one of the most famous places in the world for prostitution. So many people from around the world are here constantly. Millions of people will go through the red light district because of the curiosity. What is this place? A lot of people have probably heard the red light district from movies, TV, from other people. I'm here to tell you that the experience is like none other when you're actually there. There are so many people and it's very packed, and you're going to feel like a can of sardines that you're just going to be, it might drive some of you crazy. If you're claustrophobic or don't like being around big crowds, I would not recommend to come to the red light district at night because there's just a lot of people, and moving around is going to be very difficult because there's going to be some people who are going to stand there in awe and just stand there and try to take pictures, which you're not supposed to, especially with the prostitutes. You're gonna have people who are doing whatever and trying to figure out where to go. So there's going to be very heavy traffic going through the red light districts. My advice to you is get a map, know which street you want to take, know which exit you want to take in case you want to get out of the red light district, or you make a wrong turn, you get out of the red light district and you want to come in. Make sure that you have a map or know where you want to go, because at night it's going to be very crowded and you might be lost trying to figure out where you're trying to go. The last and final thing, the fifth thing that you need to do is be ready to be overstimulated. There's so much to see and do here. It is crazy. There's not only prostitutes who window shop themselves, there's sex stores, there's sex shows, there's marijuana stores, there's souvenir stores for prostitution, there's the prostitution museum, as I mentioned before. There's so much stuff to see and do that you have to come back multiple times to even realize that this is real. And this overstimulation is going to be bonkers when you go out there. It was for me. I thought this place did existed for a second when I was walking through, but it is there, and it's just so much things to see and do. The lights will make you wonder. It's just something you gotta experience if that's what you want to do. And I'm telling you, media does not do it justice. Hearing about it from people does not do it justice. You just have to go out there and see for yourself what the red light district is, if that's what you want to do. I say that if you go to Amsterdam and you're curious, that should be on the top of your list to try to get out there as soon as possible. The action really takes place around, I would say, after 7, and as the night progresses, it gets wilder and wilder and wilder as the prostitutes prepare to window shops, club starts opening, store starts opening. You go out there and it's just bonkers. So just be ready to be overstimulated and just enjoy and take in as much as you can. All right, so I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. If you need help planning on a trip, such as if you're trying to go to Nigeria and get a visa, or maybe you need a Wi-Fi hub help, I got your videos for you. Check them out. So I've been to places like Costa Rica, Finland, Turkey. If you need help planning your trips, check those videos out. Right now, I'm hitting about almost 700 subscribers, which I appreciate you guys. You guys are my family, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.